You are now listening to the Lance Scurv Show, the boldest spot on internet radio.
I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. Sorry about the background noise, guys. I'm outside. But I want every black person to go listen to that testimony, that organ harvesting testimony. Black people, we have to shift from being the hunted to being the hunter. I'm going to say this again. The black people, they have a scattering and running, and I'm going to keep drilling this into your head until you wake up and realize what is hunting black people is not human. Because this is not human behavior we're dealing with. This is not human behavior. Listen to that woman's powerful testimony. And black people believe it because I've been telling you this for 10 years. I've been telling you they're doing this. I want you to understand something. Before you walk into a hospital, you need to know the patient bill of rights. But I need you to understand there's two of them. There's the patient bill of rights when you voluntarily check into the hospital. That is where you have power of attorney to make medical decisions for you or your loved one. But what these organ hunters and these mercenaries in the hospitals do, not all people in the hospitals are mercenaries, but from her testimony and from my testimony, I'm telling you they're there. Because you know I've been telling you this for a long time. What they don't tell you is this. The second Bill of Rights. And the way, the first Bill of Rights, let me tell you how it works. You have absolute authority. Every black person, get a copy, go online for your state, get a copy of your patient Bill of Rights, know it, learn it, understand it. It gives you absolute authority to make medical decisions and to reject medical decisions and to reject medication and to reject anything that you don't like. Any observation, any treatment, even if you don't understand medicine and your instinct is telling you this is wrong, that patient Bill of Rights allows you to reject it. You have the power of attorney to make decisions for you and your loved one. What they don't tell you is this. When these organ hunters are after you, okay, this is what they use to circumvent your power of attorney under the patient Bill of Rights. 5150, or sectioning you under a psychiatric hold. Everything they did to that woman, they did to me, including with the police. I told you how they put a fake rap sheet on my record. I told you about when I went to work on their medical institute. They pulled up where I used to live 20 years ago. And it was a black woman who did it. And it was a black woman they used to sign my life away. It was a black woman and a white man. They used to sign my life away. When they kidnapped me and put me in the psychiatric home, I said, what authority do you have to do this? They said the psychiatrist, who was a nutcase, was the one who made the decision. I said, absolutely not. He cannot make a decision to section me. I said, I am my own power of attorney. But prior to that, I saw look at this. I saw two police officers signal to the same nurse who had me kidnapped, say, that one, about an hour before. But I wasn't thinking anything, you know. I looked at them and I said, there's something wrong with this situation. Something was like, get out of this hospital now. But again, I didn't listen. Okay? Now I learned to trust my instincts. That's why I keep telling you, black people, it's the power is in you, not outside of you. It's in you. Listen to your instincts when they're telling you certain people don't trust. Certain situations don't trust. Prior to the two police officers, I saw two Hasidic Jews dressed in all black speaking to the nurse, and I filmed them. I said, that's strange. One of them even got suspicious and walked towards the little bed that I was laying on and I stopped filming when I saw him walking towards me. 2 Hasidic Jews. And I still have the recording today. Okay? And they were talking to the nurse, and I couldn't hear what they were saying, and I said, these 2 guys look suspicious. Okay? Before they kidnapped me in Weill Cornell Medical Institute. When they put me in the hold, they said, oh, we have to psychiatrically evaluate you. I said, what for? I said, I didn't walk into the psych unit. I said, I walked in here with prescriptions to see a neurologist. I said, these are my medical prescriptions to see a neurologist. You don't have the right to do this. I said, I have rights. You know what they said to me? They said to me, when a psychiatrist, you see how sneaky these fuckers are? They know that if you know you have rights under the Patient Bill of Rights, they snuck in that a psychiatrist can overthrow your power of attorney to make medical decisions and make them become the one who becomes the power of attorney over you and put you under the second Patient Bill of Rights, which is you belong to the fucking state. And they can make decisions for you. I said, oh, really? I said, so you think you're going to circumvent my Patient Bill of Rights by labeling me insane and not getting me out of here? I started issuing curses in that hospital. I said, if you think I'm crazy, I said, you'll see crazy today. I have all the names of all the doctors involved. I know all their background, all their history, where they graduated. I know everything about them. I said, if you don't get me out of this hospital, I said, it's going to be hell to pay in this place. And I started issuing verbal curses to them. And I did not give up until finally they said, you got to get out of here. They got scared. One of the psychiatrists, the head psychiatrist in the daytime said, this woman is going to get us into trouble. Sign her out of here. When they finally made the decision to let me go, do you want to know what the head psychiatrist said to me? The head psychiatrist, all of you who know my story, that I'm the inventor of the iPod and the Kindle. Yes, it's a black woman who invented it. And interactive media. You see that little chat when you're doing a live chat that goes up on the side of the screen? You can thank a black woman for coming up with that. And it was actually invented for television and the internet. Okay? This is not a joke, black people. People are putting their lives and everything on the line to wake you up, to warn you about these predators in society that are after us to destroy us. Some of them look like us, some of them don't. Okay? When that female psychiatrist signed me out to let me go, this is what she said. I'm going to let you go on one condition. Listen to what she said. You need to see a psychiatrist for your stolen work 10 years ago. They kidnapped 2 police officers, and I believe those 2 Hasidic Jews were involved. 2 police officers, okay, that were involved. The whole hospital was involved. Listen, they signed my life away to indefinitely detain me in a psychiatric hold in upstate New York. A black woman signed it first, and then a white man, Richard Cratty, the third, I think, signed it second. And it was because of the psychiatrist who was a nut. A nut had the nerve to call me a nut. She said, it's because of your stolen work. They kidnapped me. I said to myself, how the hell does she know about my stolen work? How the hell does she know that I'm the inventor of the iPod and the Kindle? So you kidnapped me and tried to lock me in a mental institution because Apple and Amazon stole the iPod and the Kindle. Now, 2019, 19 years ago. That's why they kidnapped me. But the purpose of the story is this. Black people, if you're going to get any medical help, you better walk in there with the patient bill of rights and you let them know. Listen, I can deny and reject any treatment. You better learn how to use your pen and write any form you're signing. Do not implant me. Do not take my organs. You write it out in plain English. Do not take my organs. Do not implant me with any sort of biomedical device, because they may not steal your organs. They may do to you what they did to me. Implant you with a medical device. They're not just stealing organs. What they do before they steal the organ is they want to know if your organs are fit. They want to know how your body is regulating. If your blood pressure is good. If you're healthy, you have healthy blood cells. Do you want to know how they do that? It's called telemedicine, black people. They put implants inside of you first. And you don't know the implants are inside of you. Monitoring your internal system. And they're getting feedback. This one is healthy. This one is a blood match. This one is an organ match. This one is this. This one is this. Meanwhile, you don't even realize you have implants inside of you. And then when you stupidly go into the hospital not knowing you have biomedical implants, they're called wireless body area networks. All black people need to know what this is. Wireless body area networks, where they can remotely monitor you medically from a computer 10,000 miles away. All black people need to know about Y-band before they steal your organ. Let me tell you why. I used to go to go get a physical and a checkup, okay, every 6 months to make sure everything was functioning, and I always came back healthy, fit, strong, nothing, no medical problems, none, because medical problems never ran in my family. We never had medical problems. So I know whenever they come to tell me some bullshit diagnosis, I say, shut up, because that shit does not exist in my bloodline. You can forget it. And I'm not getting it no way, no how. Okay? I reject all of it. I kept coming back healthy and strong for years. And that's the exact prime example of the type of people whose organs they want. Healthy and fit and strong. Okay? So you need to know that they implant you with Y-bands first to monitor you, to make sure everything is functioning optimally before they try to steal your organs. And if they can't try to steal your organs, because you know they're a bunch of hunters and predators and organ stealers, they get the psychiatrists who are a bunch of nuts. Not all of them, but not all of them. Not all of them, because I met some good psychiatrists. And I made sure and I did psychiatric evaluation for the purpose of dispelling the lies. That's another good thing black people need to have on their medical record. All of you need to take a psychiatric evaluation, because once they put that you don't have any ideation, okay, on your evaluation, no crazy ass psychiatrist can come and say shit about you. You understand? Black people, these things are not a joke. But before they can steal your organs, they implant you. And they put a whole network, including police officers, listen, black people, including in the church. These pastors get kickbacks. Margaret Sanger, who was a eugenicist, and I'm going to keep saying this, who wanted to create Planned Parenthood for the purpose of killing black people, said we will use the pastors to do it. Any black person who fights against us, we will get the pastors to pacify them. I'm trying to wake you black people up. They will use people in the church to either pacify you and calm you down and make you make a decision that is not in your favor. Okay? But you need to know these things. Black people, I don't have much to say, but you have a patient bill of rights. Know it. Know that when they try to go to steal your organs, they use a psychiatrist to do it. Don't fall for it. It's called phase 1. Okay? When they phase 1 you by labeling you insane by using a psychiatrist, there are 4 phases. Phase 4 is when they get what they want, they take out the insurance and they murder you and cash in. Okay? You need to know about these phases. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Okay, by the time they get to phase 2, they have police officers involved. Phase 1 is where the psychiatrists come in and literally label you insane. Then they have people ground stalk you because they're moving in. They're moving in their resources to come after you to get whatever they want. Usually it's your organs or your assets or whatever. Phase 2 is where you begin to see things start going wrong in your life and you can't put the pieces of the puzzle together. Phase 3 is open. It's an open slander campaign. The police are involved. Not all police. The police, the people who they have stationed in the police are involved. The doctors are involved. The psychiatrists are involved. Your school's involved. Your neighbors involved. They're probably hitting you with microwave weapons. All sorts of shit. I'm telling you this shit is real. And by the time you get to phase 4, you're already dying. Okay? You need to know all 4 phases. Okay? You need to know all 4 phases. And don't let yourself get to know phase 2. Black people, we have to shift from being hunted. Many of us won't get a legal weapon. But you got one weapon on your tongue, black people, that I'm telling you, if you use, learn to curse. If you don't know how to curse, take up the occultic Bible that you love so much. Deuteronomy 28. Start from verse 15. All of it are curses. Memorize it. And whenever you have these devils coming after you, you say, you repeat those curses. It's in there for a reason. I told you it's an occultic book. If you don't know how to curse, Deuteronomy 28, use it. Use it. And you call them by name. And you lay those curses at their gate. We have to shift from being hunted to being the hunter. You're no one's doormat and you're no one's fool. Okay? I'm not surprised by this woman's story. They didn't get my organs, but they were setting me up to take my organs. Okay? And my brain too. It wasn't just my organs they wanted, it was my brain as well they wanted. Okay? How could this black girl come up with this? It wasn't just my organs they wanted, it was my brain in particular they wanted. Okay? And this is the length these devils will go through to see what is not theirs. Another thing I want to tell you, black people, let me tell you something. This is going to sound crazy, and I know you won't believe me. Let me tell you something. These people are occultists. Okay? They are doing an occult practice where they are removing people's spirit, the essence that makes the person. You know how black people, we have an essence. There's a thing about us. We could be from the Caribbean, from Africa, from America, from South America, whatever. We have an essence. There's an essence about us. Okay? They occultists are removing that black essence from the black person's body. Okay? I'm putting in a white person's essence in a black person's body. Okay? I'm telling you. Many times you guys are hearing. You hear someone sing. Let me give you an example. You hear someone sing, and you're like, wait, hold on. Wow. You immediately think this is a black person that's singing. Then when the person stands in front of you, you say, wait, this person's white? How the hell did they get this? I'm telling you how they're doing it. You think it's just a trick of the vocal cord. I'm telling you, these people are separating soul and spirit. from the body. And they're putting it, listen, black people, wake your ass up about some of the stuff that's going on this planet. And then you're standing there and you're listening to the person, and you're like, oh, this is a black person singing. Damn, sister can sing. And then the sister walks in front of you, you say, what the? And then you go, nah, no. Then here's another thing. Let me show you another way how they're doing it. How they're taking black genes. Remember, and this is not a critique, this is an observation. Remember 20 years ago, Caucasian women would go to the gym. And they'd go to the gym and they'd try to build muscle, and they can't build muscle. This was like 20 years ago. I'm not talking about the people who go and put Botox and shots. I'm just talking about just going to the gym. They could not build muscle like black women. Now all of a sudden, you look, how is it that they could just go? They've been trying to build a behind for how many years? Now in the last 10 years, they just go to the gym and is able to develop their butt muscle to look like a black woman. But look at what's happening to black women's body. I'm showing you stuff, black people. All of a sudden, black women who have a history of having tiny waists, you know that's us, small waist, full hips, strong legs, and firm butt, and firm breast. All of a sudden, the black woman's physique is changing. But when you look at the overall physique of this new breed of white woman, you go, how is it that they're not? Do you think that's just the gym? Granted, some of it is Botox and some of it is fat transfers and some of that shit. You just, black people, where are all these black bodies that are kidnapped and disappeared going to? You think it's just melatonin? They study everything about us. Everything. The U.S. military did a study that cost $20 to $40 million to try to figure out why does black hair curl. And then, at the end of the study, labeled the hair, our hair texture and hair follicle inferior. They spent $20 to $40 million to figure out why our hair curls. Meanwhile, these same people know that the universe expands in a spiral, which looks like our hair. These people know about the Fibonacci sequence, which is the building block of life. These people know that to make the light in a light bulb last longer, you need that filament, which is part of what the ankh is. These people know that a cyclone, a tornado, a hurricane all have that same spiral. Then turn around after they spent $20 to $40 million to deem black hair inferior. Black people, wake up. Wake up. These people are exchanging black features. They don't want black skin, but they are doing some, let me tell you something, technological magic and scientific alchemy to give all of black people's dominant features to people who don't look like us. And not all of it, I'm telling you, not all of it is fat transfers and implants. Okay? Last thing I'm going to say. I was getting reports of the dark web, and I told black people already, get a dark web audit. You can go to Experian, you can go to Google and type in Experian dark web audit, and for free, you sign up for free, and it'll let you know if any of your information is on the dark web. I told you 100 times, this is how they do what they do. It's via the dark web. Okay? getting reports and getting word of the horrendous things that people are viewing them do of black people on the dark web. How black people who have been disappeared, they've been doing all sorts of horrific, disgusting things. And in the drove, people are consuming this on the dark web. So when you want to know where black people are disappearing and what's happening to them, okay, much of this filth is on the dark web, and the dark web is monitored by the government. Okay? That's the sad part. The intelligence agencies monitor the dark web. It's illegal for you to go there. That's why you got to use Tor browser or some sort of masking technology to go there, to hide where you're from. But I wouldn't advise you to go there. But just understand, the majority of this stuff is via the dark web. Okay? So just be aware of that, black people. Black people and the people who are waking you up and warning you about these churches and warning you about these religions and warning you about these things, listen. People are not doing this because they have a problem with, or they're miserable. They're doing this to you so you wake up and don't become a victim. Okay? So you don't become a victim of this wickedness. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at lancescurv.com and follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under Lance Scurv.